you have to yeah, to isolate the genetic material from the source cell. First of all, we need to digest the cell wall of this cell if it is present. Of course, animal cell is without the cell wall, so it has to be done in other cells, such as a plant cell. To digest its cell wall, expose it to the cellulase. Its cell wall is rich in cellulose. If there is a fungal cell, expose it to the enzyme action, enzyme chitinase, because its cell wall is made up of chitin. Then comes the bacteria. A bacterial cell wall can be digested by the lysozyme enzyme named as lysozyme. So this is how enzymes can be utilized to digest the cell wall and expose the cell. Then this exposed cell will be ruptured and all its content will be released. जैसे एक मीडियम है, उसमें सेल की जो कंटेंट है, न्यूक्लियस एंड फ्रेगमेंट्स ऑफ सेल वॉल एंड मेम्ब्रेन एंड other stuff will be brought into it. The organelles and contents of the cell comes into it. Then you have to introduce various enzymes into it. For example, proteinases, lipases, carbohydrases, RNases. So what will be digested in this organelle and other stuff of the broken cell in the test tube? All carbohydrates will be digested, all proteins will be digested, lipids will be digested, RNAs will be digested. Only one enzyme is not added into it, that is the DNA. So DNA will remain as it is. आप इस मीडियम के अंदर सेल, रप्चर्ड सेल की कंटेंट को कंप्लीटली डाइजेस्ट करते हो, leaving behind only one, that is DNA, because you have not added DNAs in this. This is how the DNA can be left into it. I show you how will it look like. It will look like this. See, in a glass container, in a liquid medium, the suspended DNA of the cell will be apparent over there. This DNA is purified. देखिए, आप इमेजिन करें कि आपके पास टेस्ट ट्यूब है, उसमें लिक्विड मीडियम है, उसमें डीएनए थ्रेड है, and so many other things are there in it. All are digested products over there. You got to add in chilled ethanol. Chilled ethanol is the organic solvent. Ethanol is the organic solvent. When it is chilled ethanol added into this medium, the rest all materials get dissolved into it, leaving behind only one thing. Leaving behind only one thing, the DNA, because it is not digested, so it remains suspended over there. So you can purify the DNA by precipitating it using the chilled ethanol. Chilled ethanol डालने से इसका DNA का precipitation ऐसे हो जाएगा. Precipitation का मीनिंग क्या होगा? बाकी सब डिसॉल्व रहेगा, ये सिर्फ अनडिसॉल्व सस्पेंडेड स्टेट में आ जाएगा. इस डीएनए को टेस्ट ट्यूब्स में से बाहर निकालना होता है. उस प्रोसेस को कहते हैं pooling. एक ऐसा इक्विपमेंट, एक स्टिक और उसके आगे एक छोटा सा सर्कल, उसको वो मीडियम में डाल के वहां से डीएनए को एक्सट्रैक्ट किया जाता है. This is the one which was supposed to be the isolated genetic material of source cell. Did you understand? Did you understand? Okay. Now, before I go to the second step, what is the second step, by the way? After isolation of genetic material, what to be done with this genetic material? Exactly. You guys are smart. You understand that. Once you isolate the genetic material, it has to be fragmented. Tell me which enzyme you will utilize for its fragmentation. Write down the full name. Na? Restriction. What's the name? Full name? Restriction endonuclease. That's the enzyme. So now I will go in details of this enzyme and its role into this technique, but only after a short break worth 3 minutes, not more than that. See you after 3 minutes. First of all, you understand the background of what are restriction endonuclease enzymes, and then we will see their role in context of this recombinant DNA technology application. So दो चीजें separate है. मैं आपको उसका first half explain करता हूँ. That is, what are restriction enzymes and where are they produced and why are they produced? See, what happens is that I'm giving the background of this restriction enzymes. What happens is that bacteria frequently get subjected to, let's say, bacterial chromosome, its plasmids. Frequently, they get subjected to the introduction of DNA either by the host or either by the pathogen into the host, like viruses, etc. They introduce their DNA into the host cell, and they also have a tendency to pick up the DNA from the outside. This unwantedly, they just keep taking the DNA inside them. These kind of DNAs, when they come inside the cell, they can cause damage to the cell. अगर वो वायरल डीएनए तो रेप्लिकेट करके वायरसेस बनाएगा, अगर वो अनवांटेड ट्रांसपोजोन्स है, डीएनए फ्रेगमेंट्स, तो भी डैमेज कर सकते हैं बैक्टीरिया को. तो बैक्टीरिया इन डिफेंस ऑफ इट्स सेल्फ, it uses two important enzymes over there. एक को कहते हैं रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम, एक को कहते हैं रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम्स। दूसरा एंजाइम इंट्रोड्यूस करता है मिथाइल ग्रुप इन देयर डीएनए, वो अपने डीएनए में मिथाइल ग्रुप ऐड कर देता है इंपॉर्टेंट पोजीशंस पे। अब ये रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम्स क्या करते हैं कि ये एक्सटर्नल डीएनए को फ्रेगमेंटेड कर देते हैं। कोई भी एक्सटर्नल डीएनए है उसको फ्रेगमेंटेड कर देते हैं। दैट मीन्स व्हाट? At a specific site within that DNA, they will introduce a cut. So that DNA is fragmented. Once the DNA is fragmented, it cannot be harmful. So that's a good part of the story. The bad part is the same enzyme can destroy its own DNA also if it works on a specific sequence. Given restriction enzyme एक स्पेसिफिक सीक्वेंस डीएनए की पिक करके उसको डैमेज कर सकता है वहां से। तो वो सीक्वेंस अगर फॉरेन डीएनए में होती है और वहां पे ब्रेक करता है फॉरेन अनवांटेड डीएनए को, तो वहां पे तो वो डिफेंस में हेल्पफुल रहा, डिफेंस मैकेनिज्म है ये। बट इट कैन डिस्ट्रॉय अवर ओन डीएनए आल्सो ऑफ द बैक्टीरियल सेल। बट बिकॉज द अदर एंजाइम मिथाइलेज हैज added methyl group into the nucleotides at specific positions where the given enzyme can work, तो वो एंजाइम उस सीक्वेंस को रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं कर पाता बिकॉज दे आर मॉडिफाइड न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स। एक एग्जांपल है, जैसे आपने लर्न किया था ना, मिथाइल ग्वानोसाइल ट्राइफॉस्फेट, यू रिमेंबर? मिथाइलेटेड ग्वानोसाइन था वो। तो ये जब स्पेसिफिक साइट्स पे मिथाइलेशन कर देता है एंजाइम, तो फिर रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम फेल्स टू आइडेंटिफाई द given sequence of DNA and it cannot break that DNA. So enzyme to carry out methylation of our own DNA, and second, the one to destroy the other DNAs, particularly at a specific sites within the DNA fragments. अब मैंने आपको इतना समझाया तो आपको इतना पता चला कि नंबर वन, विच ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर सोर्सेस ऑफ रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम्स, जिसमें से हम रिस्ट्रिक्शन एंजाइम्स ऑब्टेन करते हैं for use in restriction recombinant DNA technology. What is the source of that enzyme? Do you know? Anyone there? Or all have left? I asked which organisms are source of restriction endonuclease? Seriously, you don't know this thing? Or you do not want to answer this thing? I mean, गधे को पढ़ाया था उसको भी पता चल जाता कि बैक्टीरिया में होते हैं और बैक्टीरिया को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं अगेंस्ट एक्सटर्नल फॉरेन डीएनए invading DNA. The bacteria should be the source of this enzyme. Either way, it was the worst thing. If you could not understand in this story what is the source of restriction enzyme, so that is a big black spot on your intellectuality. And or else, if you were not responding because you were sleeping or you are not physically there, that's a big black spot on your sincerity. In science stream study, both are required, intellectuality and sincerity. So in any case, you have failed yourselves. मैं भी पागल आपके पीछे लग रहा हूँ कि आपको सिस्टमैटिकली पढ़ना है, ये कराओ वो कराओ। पता चला आपको इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है, तो व्हाई शुड आई बॉदर यू देन? माय मिस्टेक, आई एडमिट। You can take the horse to water, you cannot force it to drink water. If you are not ready to drink the water, then what should I do? I cannot help further. But regret होता है, अफसोस होता है कि I wish that you were normal human beings who were sincere enough to study and intelligent enough to understand what we are teaching. Well, the way you want it to be done, it should be done in that way only, because you guys pay the fees, you deserve that freedom. If you want, we can, if you want, we have to teach. If you do not want, we should not teach you. If you do not want to go in details and understanding and interaction, then we should not force you. Well, the discovery of this enzyme was done in 1963. First time this enzyme was obtained from E. coli. Simultaneously, two enzymes were isolated as two enzymes in the group. They are working for protecting the bacteria against invading DNA molecules. That is, one is the restriction endonuclease, which is gonna cut the DNA into parts. It will cut the DNA only at a specific sites where it can work. And later another enzyme, that is methylation inducing enzyme, which will be adding methyl group, but not to the invading DNA, to the own DNA. So own DNA remains unrecognized by the own cell restriction endonuclease. The first RE which was utilized, that was HIND2. Since 1963 till date, almost the data up to 2011, in that time period, nearly 40 years, so far 900 different restriction enzymes have been discovered, obtained, extracted from the bacteria using their 230 different strains. Strain means variety. If you recall, pneumococcus का याद होगा आपको, न्यूमोकोकस में आर स्ट्रेन एस स्ट्रेन है तो न्यूमोकोकस, बट उसकी दो सब varieties. So basically it was about 230 different varieties of bacteria which have been the source of 900 different types of restriction endonuclease enzymes. The nomenclature of these enzymes, because 900 different enzymes have been extracted for the purpose of utilizing them in the restriction and I mean recombinant and recombinant DNA technology, just to make sure that each one retains its identity and not to get mixed up with the other one. They started naming them. There was a scientific pattern that was established to name these enzymes. For example, these enzymes are called as like this. जैसे वहां पे हिंद 3 लिखा था ना, ऐसा है दूसरा एंजाइम है इको R1. So whenever we write down the name of the enzyme in this manner, the, let's say in this one, E stands for the first capital letters and subsequent small letters. They stand for the scientific name in brief from the source bacterium. For example, if we go Escherichia coli bacteria, so its genus Escherichia, its first letter capital E, and coli bacteria, its first two letters of the species name. Together it makes what is called as eco. Then that was the source bacterium. R stands for the strain called as RY13. The one particular variety of Ecobacteria, Escherichia coli bacteria RY13 variety, उसका brief में R strain. Eco R1 is the order of isolation of the restriction enzymes from the same bacteria. Let's assume that from the given bacteria, let's say 3 enzymes were obtained. So because the bacterium is shares same, I have to call it as the eco for all the 3 enzymes. Then it's a strain if it is same, so eco R वहां तक तो same रहेगा. But enzyme 3 अलग अलग enzyme है. तो eco R1, eco R2, eco R3. That is the identity of these enzymes. I give you the list of few such names to make you understand what we are trying to see in this. Have a look. This is the list of few enzymes. Hind3, Haemophilus का H, Influenza का IN, D strain होगा, and the third number enzyme. Eco R1, Escherichia coli की R strain का first enzyme. BAM H1, BAM H1. BAM stands for Bacillus amyloliquefaciens. Bacillus का B, amyloliquefaciens का AM. H stands for that strain. 1 is the first enzyme. Then SAL1, Streptomyces albus. Streptomyces genus का S, albus species का AL. इसकी कोई स्ट्रेन नहीं होती है, तो सीधा उसमें से मिलने वाला एक एंजाइम, फर्स्ट एंजाइम को SAL1. PVU2, Proteus vulgaris का सेकंड. PST, Providentia stewarti, PST1, Providentia stewarti 1. Clavin, Caryophanon latium 1. So I guess this would have given you the idea regarding the fact that if there are 900 different enzymes, it is mandatory to give names to all of them. Separate names have to be given to these enzymes. Each one, when named, first letter its genus first letter, next 2 or 3 would belong to its, normally next 2 letters, small letters, belong to its species first 2 initial letters. And then if there is any strain, it is to be mentioned, and then the Roman number about the sequence in which the different enzymes were obtained from the same, so that order in which they were obtained, that is to be mentioned by the Roman number. The nature of this enzyme. The enzyme is a variety of a nuclease enzyme. Any enzyme which digests or breaks nucleic acid is a nuclease. There are 2 different types of nucleases, exonucleases and endonucleases. Exonucleases are the enzymes which break the DNA only from end. Means वो डीएनए की सिर्फ एंड वाली न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स को ब्रेक कर सकता है, वन बाय वन. इट कैन ब्रेक द न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स ऑफ द डीएनए वन बाय वन फ्रॉम द एंड पोर्शन. तो आप देखिए ये इंटेक्ट डीएनए था, उसकी पहली न्यूक्लियोटाइड पैर रिमूव की, दूसरे 2 रिमूव किया. सो द वन विच विल एक्ट फ्रॉम द एंड ऑफ द डीएनए फ्रेगमेंट, इट इज द एक्सोन्यूक्लियस. दूसरा है एंडोन्यूक्लियस. इट कैन कट द डीएनए फ्रॉम द इनर रीजन. Here you can see that nucleotides are removed from the end part of the DNA fragment. In the other case, you can see that DNA is literally cut from the inner region. Middle नहीं, inner region. Middle का होता है दोनों साइड इक्वल होके center of the fragment. ये inner region में कहीं से भी कट दे सकता है. इसको कहते हैं endonuclease. Mainly endonuclease are employed. इसीलिए word याद हो तो आपको restriction endonuclease enzyme. Amongst the endonucleases, there are two different varieties. Those which create a blunt end and those which create sticky end. Sticky, the one which is overlapping end, which is easily joinable with the other DNA. That type of restriction endonuclease is employed in case of recombinant DNA technology. That restriction endonuclease which is inducing sticky ends while it is cutting the DNA from inner region, it is to be known as restriction endonuclease that is of interest of recombinant DNA technology. Before I explain to you about what is the blunt end and what is the sticky end, let me give you an idea about the term called recognition site. In the given DNA molecule, in the given DNA molecule, the restriction enzyme will not cut the DNA molecule randomly anywhere. It will scan the DNA. वो DNA को स्कैन करता है और जब वो स्कैन करता है एक एंड से लेके दूसरे एंड तक, so within the DNA it looks for certain sequence. Wherever that sequence is available, at that position, the restriction enzyme will give a cut. Restriction enzyme will give a cut at those positions over there. Can you see if there were 3 sites where this sequence is available, important sequence, or which is been recognized by RE enzyme and acted upon by it? वो sequence अगर 3 बार है तो वो 3 जगह पे कट करता है. अगर 2 पोजीशन पे होती तो वो 2 जगह पे कट करता. So as many times that specific sequence is available in the given fragment of DNA, at all those sites it will induce cut into the helix. That site is identified as a recognition site. That is to be termed as which site? Recognition site. Each restriction endonuclease variety has a specific recognition site. Each restriction enzyme can work upon a specific recognition site only by inducing cut into it, and it cannot identify any other part of the DNA except that recognition site. This site has a length of at least 4 base pair to as many as 8 base pair. डीएनए के हेलिक्स में ये सर्च करके वो स्पेसिफिक साइट को आइडेंटिफाई करके कट लगाता है. ये साइट का लेंथ होता है as many as 4 base pair to as much as how much 8 base pairs. 4 base pair से कम नहीं और 8 base pair से ज्यादा नहीं, उतना लॉन्ग ये पैच होता है ये. on the DNA helix where cut will be employed over there. Another important feature of this sequence is that it has a palindromic nature. What is a palindrome? आपने एक वर्ड सुना होगा, मलयालम. इस वर्ड को पैलिंड्रोमिक वर्ड कहेंगे. Its forward reading and its backward reading will have a same meaning. Then it is called as a palindromic word. A sequence in this case of nucleotide recognition site being palindrome. It's about a sequence of base pairs in a dsDNA, double stranded DNA की ये एक sequence होती है. Have a look at it. आप अगर एक एंड से पढ़ोगे इसको, GAATTC, GAATTC, तो दूसरे एंड से आप पढ़ोगे तो ऑपोजिटली क्या जाएगा? GAATTC. Do you understand the meaning of the term palindrome? The sequence which will be read same backward and forward across the double strand of DNA helix is called as palindromic sequence. It's termed as which one? Palindromic sequence. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये जो सीक्वेंस होती है वो पैलिंड्रोमिक होती है. नंबर वन, उनकी लेंथ होती है एज मेनी एज 4 बेस पेयर से लेके 8 बेस पेयर तक का पैच. एक 5 प्राइम से 3 प्राइम में रीड करते हो तो GAATTC, और दूसरे को भी अपने 5 प्राइम से 3 प्राइम चेक करोगे तो वो भी GAATTC. So that means it's a palindromic sequence. Well, the restriction endonuclease will scan the DNA, will reach to this site, and once it reaches to the site, it gives a cut. Now, depending upon what kind of cut it gives, we can classify it into either, wait a minute. Either into the RE, that is giving blunt ends, or else another possibility that RE, that is giving sticky ends. These are the sticky ends, these are the blunt ends. So once the restriction enzyme works on the DNA helix to give a cut into it, either it can provide blunt-ended fragments or else it can provide fragments of DNA with the sticky end. देखिए sticky end क्या है? Understand करें. Number one, ये एक sequence है TGGCCA. This is the forward reading. This is the backward reading. First of all, I need your confirmation. Is this the palindrome? Yes, it is a palindrome because TGGCCA and opposite is TGGCCA. So reading forward and backward, it is read in the same manner on the DNA helix. It's a palindrome. It's a palindrome. How many base pairs palindromes are allowed to keep? These sequences are how long? 4 base pair to 8 base pair long they are. So this is the palindrome, which is per typical palindrome with 6 base pairs. अब इसमें कट लगता है यहाँ पे. You know, enzyme restriction endonuclease breaks the bond between the nucleotides. जैसे ही वो बॉन्ड ब्रेक हुआ, कैन यू मेक आउट the two ends are created, TGG 3 prime end and 5 prime CCA, and vice versa on the other end. इसका other end है ACC 5 prime और दूसरे का end है GGT, that is for which one? 3 prime end. So these two ends are non-sticky ends, or you may call it as the blunt ends. They don't overlap each other. But when you use another restriction enzyme, which is specifically capable of giving blunt ends, have a look at it. The sequence GAATTC. What is the counter sequence? Can you make out GAATTC की counter sequence? Again, GAATTC, so it's a palindrome. It is the one on which restriction enzyme works normally. When this enzyme works, you can see that the kind of cuts it has given in the DNA fragment at the recognition sites are complementary cuts which can easily patch up with each other. Have a look. इस पे फोकस करो. TTAA और इसके ऊपर AATT. Can you see that? Just focus upon the part which I am highlighting. Such single-stranded or such a single-stranded portion of the fragment with the sequence complementary to the other one, its counterpart. A T A T T A T A, like that. Such ends are termed as sticky end. These are to be known as which one? Sticky ends. In recombinant DNA technology, we look for sticky ends rather than the blunt ends. Overhanging, overhang करते हैं यहाँ पे. Such overhanging complementary ends are known as sticky ends, which are necessary. लॉजिक क्या कहता है कि अगर आपके पास एक बैक्टीरियल प्लाज्मिड है as a vector, तो उसमें से एक फ्रेगमेंट अगर निकालोगे और फिर उस जगह पे आपको क्या ज्वाइन करना है? उस जगह पे आपको क्या ज्वाइन करना है? The desired DNA. So at some stage you're gonna join up the vector with desired DNA. अब दोनों फ्रेगमेंट्स बेटर ज्वाइन हो गए if they have, जैसे यहां पे वेक्टर है, ये आपका वेक्टर है, and if your desired DNA also has So imagine if it is also having sticky ends over here. ये दोनों के sticky ends हैं. So easily they can patch up with each other. That is the beauty of the sticky ends. Important line में जो use कर रहा हूं उसको understand कर लेना कि जो desired DNA को separate करने के लिए जो आपने use किया, क्या use किया? Restriction endonuclease. Same needs to be used up. Same restriction enzyme needs to be used up in order to separate out a small fragment from which one? Vector, and creating a space in this vector. The space in which we're going to introduce our desired DNA over there to make a recombinant DNA. Same restriction endonuclease must be utilized. The one which is utilized to remove the desired gene. ये आपके पास desired gene था. आपने उसके ऊपर restriction endonuclease लेके fragmentation कर डाला. Gel electrophoresis किया, multiply किया और finally that is ready to be introduced into the host. So this fragment must be having the sticky ends. And on the other hand, same restriction enzyme you have to use to create a space within the plasmid that is working as a vector. And this desired gene will be introduced in the vector, which is also having sticky ends. That will enable them to easily patch up with each other, join with each other to facilitate formation of recombinant DNA. Well, that was the profile of the enzyme restriction endonuclease. ओके, चलिए यहां तक कोई डाउट है आपको? So that was the story of the recombinant DNA technology. Already we have learned first step. Second step we are going in detail. In the next lecture, hopefully tomorrow, I think Thursday is the one wherein we have a regular lecture. Regular नहीं, extra lecture arrange हो रहा है. So उसमें hopefully आगे जा सकते हैं हम. So we'll go about it in the next lecture in the school. For today, it is over. कोई डाउट है तो पूछ सकते हो, otherwise you can leave the meet. It seems you have no question, no doubt. I wind up the meet. See you in the next one.